Okay. And do you mind sharing how you're going to vote today?
I'm voting for Trump, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
We closed. We're closed. We're not letting anyone else in.
Sir, what led you to almost close down the election center 2 hours early?
Excuse me. I'm a library worker.
How'd you vote?
Kamala Harris.
All right.
I looked at him and I asked him if he was low blood sugar because he looked so rattled, and he said that some mistake just happened because he just was trying to do what he does every single night.
There's a belief that a lot of people that supported former President Trump were shy about it, effectively. They didn't want to talk about it in public, admit to it. Where are you guys on that this year? I mean, obviously you're telling me this right now, and it's being recorded, it's going to go out to the world. I don't know about that. I mean, all I know is I caught what happened, and had I not intervened, he would have locked those doors.
No, he wouldn't have us my husband.
How'd you vote for president?
For me, the 10 I choose Donald Trump.
The big question, of course, how'd you vote? Which way'd you go?
I went right.
Hey everyone, I am free. It's November 5th, Election Day. I am here in the city of Lacey, Thurston County, in the Communist Empire of Washington State. I am heading on over to the Lacey Library, which is right next to City Hall and the police department and all that. I'm going there to inspect the polling location. I want to just make sure well, I just really kind of want to see what it's like here in Pierce County. So there's no tips and leads or on anything like that. This is just curiosity on this really tumultuous election day to see what's going on over at that polling location. All right, here we are. Wow. Look at that. That is a heck of a line. Wow, that is incredible.
Is that way I see anything outside? I don't really know. Yeah.
Put it in out there.
Sure. Is there a way that I can just have the yes? Let me take. Yeah, so you should be ready to vote. Thanks for your help. Raise your hand. There you go.
So this is something that many of you might not actually be accustomed to, but down there they've got the actual voting stations where you can go to it and vote in person. Most places here in Washington State, they just do mail-in ballots, but they actually do have the voting center here. There's 2 voting centers in Thurston County. There's one here at the library, and then there's the actual Thurston County Auditor's Election Center, which is across town. So there's 2 locations in Thurston County for that. The rest of the locations are actually drop-box locations. So not something you see too much of down there, but they do still exist. Has it been really busy all day like this? All consistently?
Well, not
picked up a lot.
quite. It's picked up in the past few hours. So most of the day there's been like, a line kind of, directly to where I'm pointing over here. But in the past few hours it's picked up.
Gotcha. And it's been snaking? The line, or was the line initially straight?
It's kind of varied. Yeah, it's definitely just straight right now. So,
Have you worked at this library more than this election cycle? Were you here last election cycle?
No, I'd prefer not to speak if that's okay. Can I decline to answer your questions or?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'd like to. Yeah, I'm just not really wanting to be documented. So.
Yeah, you don't have to answer questions.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm just camera shy, so.
Oh, this is the non-flamethrower edition. It won't get
You're fine. I just don't like to have my face shown.
Oh, it's all right. You'll look just fine there. You're representing the library just fine.
You're a flattest too.
No. You're doing great, man. YouTube will love you. So this is incredible. So all of these aisles right there, they're actually snaking through them. It's not just a straight line. They are actually snaking through. There's an enormous amount of people here. You can see all the way back through here. It's a lot of voter turnout, I think. It's an enormous amount of people. The employee that I was just interviewing was saying that it's been like this for the last few hours, but it's been consistent voting all throughout the day. So, really amazing here. I got a question for you. Is there someone on site that actually is from the auditor's office?
Yes, there's multiple people from the auditor. They're more towards that area because they're the ones registering people.
Gotcha. I got just a general question.
Sure.
You'll probably be able to answer. So I noticed the line's going straight there, but I noticed it's also kind of winding through aisles. At what point is it cutting over, and is that the entire line?
My understanding I came just a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
So what I was told was that the line splits. So if you are registered and you just don't have a ballot, there's the more straight direction.
That's making more sense.
If you have to register, it's the snaking because that's taking more time. That's my understanding.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't making a lot of sense to me, so I figured I'd come ask about it.
In an awesome democracy way, we have more people than we expected.
I was surprised. It looks like a lot of turnout here.
So it's great.
Has it been? Well, you said you've only been here for a couple hours.
I work at the district level, so but it's been pretty busy. Yesterday was pretty busy as well.
Gotcha. So do you work at the administrative center in Tumwater? Gotcha. I have got a question for you there. What do you do with the district?
I am a public services manager, so I supervise the managers, the branches in Thurston County and Lewis County.
All right. I got a question for you then. So I received a tip from an individual that attempted to request an exemption order for the Public Records Index.
Okay.
And was told that the regional library did not have the index. And then was sent an order from the board a week later that exempted themselves in accordance with the statute. But at the time that the individual requested it, the regional library didn't have an exemption.
Okay.
Which meant at that time they were supposed to have a public records index back to whenever the library came into existence. Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about? Does that discussion sound at all familiar? Have you heard discussion about
I'm not familiar with that. I do know that I'm aware that the change was made, but I don't, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm a librarian, so I don't know that any of the details on
that's
that.
fine, but you're familiar with it.
Yeah, in general.
Gotcha. Okay. What degree of familiarity did you have regarding the Public Records Index? Did anybody come to you and talk to you about it?
We have procedures, and so we all get in-serviced on those.
Oh, I see. So it's a kind of a memo or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. That
like
this
read
is
over and
happening.
sign. Yeah, so that's kind of the
So
level.
you had to sign off on the Public Records Index?
I believe so, the change. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a member of the board?
No, I'm a library staff member.
Okay.
So I'm I work for Timberland.
Oh, okay. Could I get your name?
Yeah, sure. I can.
Or if you got a business card.
I can see. I think I should have one of my business cards here somewhere.
Thanks.
Different libraries have them different places. I'll go ahead and.
You're looking for a business card, Marty?
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Blake. No, so that's my business card.
Oh, thanks, Morgan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too.
Smaller and smaller.
I know, don't they get small? All right, so this has picked up a lot in the last just half an hour that I've been here. So there's two lines here. There's the main line that goes straight back to the voting booths right there where you can actually cast your ballot and whatnot. And then in between those aisles, in like a snake-like fashion, those are people that need to register yet, so they're diverting them kind of over in that area to go over there, and then the ones that are already registered, they can head in that direction to vote. So that's what they're doing here. An enormous amount of people, as you can see here. True, I mean, compared to the other counties I was at today, this is a lot of turnout right here. It appears the predominant amount of people that are in the center voting are relatively young. When I was at Lewis County earlier today, it looked like it was the same thing, though there wasn't as much voter turnout. It's a much more rural county. The dominant amount of people by age were younger, 20 to 40 years of age. There was a very small cross-section of older folk, which I would consider to be 60 and above, that showed up. A large amount of in-person voter turnout, which is kind of unexpected in these cases. So it's pretty interesting to see here. Did you vote today, sir?
No, I got tired of waiting.
What's that?
I got tired of waiting. So now I'm waiting for my friend.
How long did you wait, if you don't mind me asking?
About an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, something out of here.
And were you already registered?
No.
Gotcha. So that appears to be the long line in there.
Yes, it goes in between up and down the aisles.
Do you feel like there should be more in-person voting centers?
Well, this is my first time ever trying to vote. And
oh, okay. All right.
Probably wouldn't help. There'd be less people here.
Yeah. So this is your first time voting ever?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what was the process like for you?
I won't come back here and do it again.
You won't come back here?
Right.
Would you be willing to try another voting center, or do you just think there should be more?
A mail-in ballot, maybe.
Mail-in ballot, you think? Gotcha. You trust? By the way, I don't mean this in any bias, but I mean, is that something that you trust, or do you more prefer the in-person?
I don't trust the process at all.
You don't trust the process at all?
The only reason why I came down here is because my friend came down here and he wanted me to come with him.
I see. So, okay, all right.
Yeah, I just think it's all rigged.
So what's your overall impression of the voting system based on your first time experience today?
It's a clusterfuck.
All right. All right, fair enough.
You're good.
If you don't mind me asking, had you been able to take your or vote today, what way were you going to go?
I'd vote Trump.
You're going to vote for Trump? Okay.
Just because they weaponized the criminal system, tried to take him out.
I see.
Just a bunch of crap,
What about the initiatives? Did you take a look at the initiatives at all?
I didn't.
Gotcha. So was this what kind of vote was this going to be for you?
Just for presidency.
Just for presidency? Gotcha. Were you looking at state elections at all?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Oh, go ahead. Okay. Just doing some exit polling here.
So are you like a newscaster or?
I own a media company. I'm an investigative journalist. Yeah, I wanted to get out here and just kind of do some random samples. I was checking out multiple counties today. So now I'm just looking at doing some exit polls. So I'm going to see if I can catch some people on the outside now. Got about a good 35 minutes of B-roll footage on the inside to just kind of, you know, see what it was like. And very, very packed.
It is.
Is
it always like this?
I don't know. This is actually my first election to actually cover, being a member of the press.
Nice.
So.
This is one for it. It's fun.
What's that?
Want to ask you a couple questions?
What's up, dude?
Wait,
Did you vote, sir?
Hell yeah, I voted.
You mind answering a couple of questions for an exit poll?
Sure. Right,
Great. Right. So, who did you vote for?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Did you vote on any of the state elections?
Yeah, Dave Reichart.
Dave Reichart. Gotcha. How about the initiatives? There's like
yes on everything.
Yes on everything. Gotcha. Okay. Kind of seems to be on that side, so fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how did you feel about the voting process today, the lines, and how it was to get in there?
You know what? If there wouldn't have been so many people, then it might have been a little easier. But dude,
gotcha.
I'm not tripping on the.
Do you think there should be more voting centers for in person?
Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. There's two right now in Thurston County. There's one here and one at the actual election center. You think there should be more than two?
Oh, definitely.
Gotcha.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll find out because we don't know how many people voted this time, right?
Sure.
We'll end at the end. We'll know.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, sir, you got time for a couple questions?
Sure.
For Nextable? You mind? Hey, you take care now. How'd you vote today?
I didn't. I'm going somewhere else to vote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just because the line here?
It's atrocious.
Gotcha. So I know in Thurston County there's two election voting centers. There's this one and the one at the Thurston County Auditor's Election Center proper.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be more than two?
For places to vote?
In person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
There's only... Have you been inside?
I just caught 35 minutes of B-roll footage. So yeah.
So there's, like you saw.
Two lines.
Nothing in Mason County, by the way.
Probably 12 booths to vote in there.
Yeah, not a lot.
That's not enough.
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. If you don't mind me asking, how are you going to vote today?
I'm going to vote red.
You're going to vote red? How about the initiatives?
All sound good to me, buddy.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Yep.
So would either of you be interested in some exit poll questions?
Sure.
Awesome. So was this your first time voting today?
No.
Okay. How was the process for you in there?
It was long.
How long do you think you waited for?
We came like 3:20.
I was like,
wow.
3:30 almost. Yeah, so we were here for
so
a while.
Were you registered before or not? You were registered.
Yeah.
It still took you 3 hours.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
and that's
2.5
because
hours.
we got into the line where we just had to get a replacement ballot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But everybody else, that's the longer line in there is people that still need to register.
Gotcha. So Thurston County has two election centers for voting in person. Mm-hmm. This one and the actual election center. Do you think there should be more than two election centers?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
Gotcha.
So,
definitely.
If you're going to rate this 1 to 10, 10 being great in terms of preparedness and 1 being the worst ever, where would you put it at?
I put it at a 5.
I would put it like at 3 or 4, just because I feel like they could have used more staff to just get things.
They got 3 people in there.
The real pressing questions. How'd you guys vote?
Trump.
2024 Trump.
All right.
Latinos,
and then how about
Trump.
for the state level elections? Where'd you guys go on that?
Republican.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the initiatives?
No to what the CARES.
Okay.
Okay. People do their homework. They can look into it and realize that not everybody's qualified. You still got to apply for it. You move out of state, that's money you'll never get back. You lost it.
Okay.
So if you do your research, you'll be like.
And if you ever come back, you can't re-enroll. So
Yep. So I mean,
Gotcha.
we did research, right? Look at, you still got to apply for it. You can get denied.
Yeah.
And it's your tax money going into. So it's like, let's be smart.
Gotcha. And in terms of your voting preferences, for whoever it was going to be, what was the most pressing issue for you guys when you were voting? Like, what's affecting you the most, or what do you feel you want to have affected to make this country better, or whatever it is that's pushing you to vote one way or the other?
Well, personally, I think that affordable, housing, affordable food, affordable gas.
So the economy,
definitely.
And then a lot of that money is going to. Just people coming over. We're for the wall. Okay, we have family that's in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people don't really know what's actually going on over there, and the people that are crossing are not good citizens. They're people that are running from Mexico. So I think people don't see that, and when we have family over there, we know firsthand who's coming over.
Like what they're seeing over there. And
so
being in the border ourselves, our family stays right in the McAllen border.
Okay,
the Brownsville border. And we went at a time where there was everybody was just trying to come in to the United States, and there was people camping out and
just tense, or not even intense. They were just like out there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you know, you just, there's a right way to get into the United States, and I think everybody should get in here the correct way.
Yeah. If anything, make it more affordable instead of charging so much for somebody to get a visa to come through. But
and not that the system is like perfectly, working, because some things take a long process. Maybe tweaks here and there to make it a little bit more, a little easier for people to apply and to get in the right way. But as long as people do it the right way, I think everybody has to go through the same the same thing.
Just like when you go to Mexico, you got to go through immigration, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I haven't been to Mexico before, so I'll take your word on it.
Yeah.
One last question, if you don't mind. Traditionally, statistics have bore out that the people that vote the most on the day in person are older folk. But I've been to 2 counties today, Lewis County earlier today and Thurston County now, and it seems like the dominant amount of people here are younger, between 20 and 40 years of age. Did you all see that, or did you see something else?
So I think Lacey is just a very young, it's a community, very young community. Millennials, we're have a family.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's what mostly people here live that are.
I mean, I'm in my mid-30s, and I always left voting to the last minute.
Fair enough.
It's a millennial thing.
It might be a millennial thing, but yeah, I do see a lot of people closer to our age
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
I lied to make friends. There actually is one more question, if you don't mind.
No.
In the previous elections, there's a belief that a lot of people that supported former President Trump were shy about it, effectively. They didn't want to talk about it in public, admit to it. Where are you guys on that this year? I mean, obviously, you're telling me this right now, and it's being recorded, it's going to go out to the world, but I mean, what made you seemingly be okay with just sort of announcing that to the world? But it seems like in the past, people predominantly didn't want to.
Right. I think people were scared to kind of share what they believed in, what they really were going for. I think this year we're just tired of it,
Gotcha.
And to me it's like, okay, you can be loud, then I'm going to be loud respectfully of what I believe in and stuff. So I think we were just more shy about it. Kind of, we were scared.
The last Trump election,
true story.
Pulled out a true story. Yeah, I pulled out a flag and put it up in my house. My neighbor stopped talking to me.
Wow.
She'd come over for barbecues.
Yeah,
family barbecues, family birthdays.
That would come over for barbecues, and we would
that was it.
Out. And then I put out my flag that year, and she just stopped talking to us. And until after the election, we took it down and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then later on, she started saying hi and whatnot. But I was like, okay, that's a little odd, because I mean, personally, I'm gonna vote for who I want to, and if somebody votes for the opposite party, in a way that's you're right, and kudos to you for taking your part as an American and doing the thing that you can do as an American, partake in voting, which is a right that we have, regardless of who you vote for, right? So the fact that you're doing what you're supposed to do as an American, by all means, kudos for doing it, because there's a lot of people like family members that I can speak on behalf of that they just decided not to vote the past 2 elections, and they've been able to, and they just don't. So that's just the
or they
unfortunate
feel
thing.
like their vote doesn't even matter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you, and thanks for voting.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good.
Take care now.
You too.
You got time for an exit poll interview?
What's that?
Got time for an exit poll interview?
I'm probably not a good person because I'm not too knowledgeable, but yeah.
Oh, no, it's just about your preferences. I think you're probably the most knowledgeable person in the world about that, in fact. So, kind of curious, what did you think about the election process today?
It was interesting. This was actually the first time I voted, so it seemed kind of straightforward. I already had my ballot, so I kind of just dropped it off. But it's very interesting how there was a lot more on the ballot than I initially thought, because like I said, this is my first time voting.
Sure.
So there's just a lot more than I had, thought at one point, right?
What do you think about the wait? How was that for you today?
For me, since I already had my ballot, I was able to just drop it off, and there wasn't a line for it.
Oh, okay.
I do know.
So you didn't vote in person?
So I technically voted in person. My ballot's at home, so I had them reprint it.
I see.
So I had my ballot reprinted, and then I just filled it out here, and that took me all of 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I was able to just drop it off right there. Okay. But otherwise, and I know it's my partner's in there going to voting here. So I know she's waiting in line, and I know that's going to be a bit of a wait just because of how crowded it is.
Gotcha. And the pressing question of the day: how'd you vote?
Oh, how did I vote?
Yeah.
I'll say it. I voted Kamala.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what about the state level offices?
State level, I didn't know too much about those, but I do typically lean more Democratic, so that's how I voted.
Gotcha. And how about the initiatives?
The initiatives, those, I really didn't know too much about those.
Gotcha. So did you just abstain, or?
I kind of abstained.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. And do you think so right now in Thurston County, there's 2 election centers. There's one here at this library, and there's one at the Thurston County Auditor's Election Center. Based on what you've seen here tonight, do you think there should be more than 2 election centers?
Probably, just in that way it kind of cuts down on wait times, kind of like how full it is, it's out the door.
Yeah. The cutoff time here in Washington State is 8:00 p.m. What are your thoughts on whether you think the county is going to be able to get everybody in by 8:00 p.m.?
From just what I've seen right now, just like the line is, as much as the line is out the door, it seems like it's going pretty steady. So I have confidence that it'll do it, but that's just my thoughts.
Fair enough. Well, look, I really appreciate your time and, giving this interview. Thanks.
Yeah, of course, anytime. What's your name?
Steve.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lucas.
Nice to meet you, Lucas. Take care. I am.
Yeah, that's cool. What you talking about?
I'm actually doing some exit polling now. I was in there getting some B-roll footage, just kind of see how the polling process was going, in voting, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm just kind of getting some exit poll interviews. So, you just getting ready to go vote?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Well, I probably won't be here when you get out. Looks like it's a long line.
Yes, a lot of people. We've been here for about an hour and a half. So
you already know. You've been here longer than me
already.
already.
I had to go get some food for the kids and then change where I was parking and everything.
Well, if you don't mind me asking you a few questions, since you've been here for an hour and a half, what do you think about the polling process in there today? The lines, the process. I mean,
this is my first time ever voting.
Okay, all right.
37. So
okay, fair enough.
Late on the ball, but it's a lot of people here. I didn't think there'd be this many people last minute.
Gotcha. Okay. And do you think in Thurston County there's 2 election centers where you can vote in person? This is one of them. The other one's at the Thurston County Auditor's Election Center on the other side of town. Based on what you're seeing just here, do you think there should be more than 2 election centers?
Yes, for sure.
Gotcha. How many do you think would probably be suitable?
One more to fit this corridor out here.
Gotcha.
You gotta think. You got all the way to the end, like end of Martin and Marvin down there, all the way to the tip of Yelm Highway over there, to kind of accommodate for all this area.
Sure.
Plus whatever's coming from the other side, so it's influx over here.
For you as a voter, especially this being your first time, what is an acceptable wait time for you?
Jeez, I thought it was going to be like a 40-minute to an hour probably type of thing, but I didn't take into account how many people are going to come last minute like us.
Yeah, fair enough. Another thing, in previous elections, it's typically been that the people that show up, statistically anyways, to vote in person have traditionally been older folk.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing is younger, and I also went to Lewis County earlier today to check out their voting in Chehalis, and though they didn't have the numbers because it's a much more rural county, it was predominantly young too.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think people are starting to understand they kind of got to take their fate in their own hands, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Who knows how much a single vote's going to matter, but it's going to be a drop in the bucket, but that bucket's going to fill up eventually. So
fair enough.
I just think people are starting to see that if you don't do nothing, nothing's going to change for yourself. So
gotcha. Okay. And do you mind sharing how you're going to vote today?
I'm voting for Trump, my man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And how about on the state ballots?
I think what's the name? Reinhardt. That's the name.
Reichert.
Dave
Reichert for the GOP. Okay. And so, are you more just kind of going down the GOP line? Or does it depend on
I find
candidate?
Myself leaning more conservative.
Okay.
The older I get, the more I'm starting to see how some of these policies are affecting things.
Fair enough. So. Okay. And how about the initiatives?
I'm really just for the presidential stuff.
Gotcha. So mostly just the government positions is the main thing. All right. Well, hey, really appreciate your time, man.
No problem.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks. Take care.
Good luck tonight. Excuse me, sir. You got time for an exit interview?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We closed. We're closed. We're not letting anyone else in. Have you already been in, sir?
I'm just catching up with
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, sir.
Yes.
I was under the understanding that the voting was supposed to go to 8 p.m.
I think you're right. Oh shoot.
Because it's not even close to 8 p.m. Are you going to open this back up, sir?
You're right. Sorry.
You should go catch them, sir. Wow, he was attempting to close the election center 2 hours early. Wow, just caught that right now. He attempted to close this place 2 hours early right now. That was an actual government employee that attempted to close this down.
What are you doing?
I'm a journalist.
You're a journalist? Okay.
Yeah.
For who?
Myself, I'm my own media company. I'm an investigative journalist. Sir, what led you to almost close down the election center 2 hours early?
Excuse me. I'm a library worker.
All right, are you running the polls here, sir?
No, sir.
Wow. I'm gonna go in and see if I can get a hold of the staff here in a moment about that.
How the fuck you open the shit?
I don't know. Are you here for voting?
Yeah, I'm just trying to drop these
So,
off.
there's a drop box outside of City Hall. It'll be a lot easier. There's like several hundred people here.
It's outside of City Hall?
Yeah, so there is one inside there, but you have to navigate a big crowd. Would you like to come in though? You can do either.
We're already here.
Yeah, knock it
Okay.
out.
Sorry, City Hall is like right next door.
Closing a door.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm his wife. I was just saying that normally we close at 6, so he was just normally closing. He was definitely not closing the doors for polling.
I don't know about that. I mean, all I know is I caught what happened, and had I not intervened, he would have locked those doors.
No, he wouldn't have. It's my husband.
I'm just reporting on what happened, man. I caught it on video.
He's like tripping out that he. Can I just tell you something?
Sure.
He is a creature of habit. He has diabetes. He does everything the same way every single night.
Mm-hmm.
He has such a patriot that he has been making sure that everybody has everything that they need to make sure everything is running smoothly. And I'm sorry, I'm not speaking well because I can't believe I'm having this conversation. So I'll just
all I'm saying is, I mean, I've just been working on gathering election footage. I'm just an investigative journalist, so.
I understand, but if you're an investigative journalist, can you investigate the entire story?
I'm gonna go talk to the county auditor.
Okay, he closes the doors every day at 6 o'clock. He's one of the best workers that you're ever going to find.
It very well may turn out that way. I'm not trying to say he's necessarily doing anything. All I'm saying is I caught him closing the doors and locking
You're
them.
saying you caught him as if you caught him doing something. He wasn't trying to close doors. He was trying to close the library. He's supposed to be one of the people that leaves. He's one of the people every single night. Excuse me, I'm going to say everything I need to say because I've been married to this person for 24 years.
Mm-hmm.
He is a creature of habit. I live with him. He does the same thing the same way every single day. You're welcome to talk to the county auditor, but right now he is so upset that he was being filmed doing something that he just does regularly en route for the past 12 years, and he is the one that keeps everybody happy and everybody safe. And you're welcome to ask me anything you want, but I'm mortified that something could be filmed that is inaccurate. If you're an investigative reporter, you want to get the correct story, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I just came in literally on my way to go talk to the auditor. That's what an investigative journalist would do.
Well, he just told me. I looked at him and I asked him if he was low blood sugar because he looked so rattled, and he said that some mistake just happened because he just was trying to do what he does every single night. He was not thinking about anything other than doing his routine. He's definitely not. I just had to ask him if he was having a diabetic episode because he was so upset.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing it.
I'm just not in this spot, and I'm not a poll worker, and I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, I mean,
it's precious to me voting, so
sure,
it's not anything I did intentionally.
No, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm just working on election news tonight.
Yes, and if
I saw that and thought it was interesting, and
I just wanted to tell you it's not accurate. Do whatever investigate. You could talk to every employee here.
Sure.
And you can ask.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was wanting to know if you could track down one of the county auditor employees. I had a situation with one of your employees who just left.
Okay.
He was locking the building as people were attempting to enter to vote.
He didn't realize that we were keeping the doors open. He talked to me about it. He just wasn't aware that we were letting people in until 8 because he gets off at 6.
Yeah, because that's what I was aware of.
He's used to us locking the doors every night at 6, and he wasn't aware that we're letting people in till 8. As long as they're in line at 8, they
that's what his wife was saying
and vote.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
How long has he been working here?
At this building, longer than me. I would probably 10, 12 years, I would guess.
Yeah, that's what his wife was saying. What's his name?
Jerry.
Jerry. His last name?
Syrja, Syrza, something of that nature.
Gets me close enough if I had to get some information.
Yeah. Again, it was just him being unaware. He's not trying to, impede anybody from voting or you or anybody else.
Well, he did run after the people that had just left and let them know that they could come back in. So I did see that, so that's good. So, all right, appreciate your time.
Are the doors locked right now?
Yeah, because the library services are ended for the day, so now it's just voter services. So yes, the doors automatically lock at 6 o'clock.
Oh, so you're just letting people in and out? Gotcha.
Exactly.
Excuse me, ma'am. I got a question for you. There's a library employee that attempted to close the doors and lock them right at 6 o'clock. Now, as manager explained,
they're opening them until 8.
I noticed that, but one of the things that I noticed is that apparently the doors are locked, but the library employee is having to hit the button every time to let somebody in and out.
Yeah, we have that.
Is that going to impede the flow of traffic at all?
Not at all.
Gotcha.
Not at all. We'll make sure everyone that's here by 8 gets to vote.
Gotcha. What was your name?
Diana.
Diane?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Just dropping off your ballot. Straight in, down next to the balloons, just to the right.
Are there actual voting booths in here, or do you have to bring a ballot? Oh.
Yes. Okay. The line back that way.
Did I go in the wrong way or something?
This is interesting. They've got their doors locked, but they're having to have someone there manually open up the door this entire time. Y'all interested in an exit interview?
Exit interview? Yeah. I suppose.
Great. Just a few questions.
What's your name?
Steve.
Steve, Alex.
Hey, nice to meet you, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
So, curious, what did you think of the voting process tonight?
I wish I would have registered online. We just moved here a few weeks ago from Oregon. So.
Gotcha. So, what made it sounds like it wasn't good? Is that accurate?
It just took 2 hours to get registered, but it's voting day, so I don't know what you expect.
Gotcha. So in Thurston County, there's actually 2 in-person voting centers. Do you think there should be more than 2?
I mean, I just moved here, but
based on your
probably,
experience?
I think they probably could have used a bigger location with maybe more workers. I don't know how people get into working the elections, but
gotcha.
A few more people helping out probably would have sped things up a little bit.
Big question for the night: how'd you vote?
I voted how I wanted to vote.
Don't want to share it? No. Fair enough.
Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, we open until 6 every Monday through Saturday. Okay, thank you.
You interested in an exit interview?
No, thank you.
All right, take care. Oh, this is interesting. That lady is not paying attention. I mean, she's getting them in. I want to be clear. She's getting them in. But that door is becoming a real problem. I don't know why they can't actually manually unlock it. But that's definitely a problem. This is incredible. Hi, sir. You interested in an exit interview?
I'm good, man. I gotta get home.
Hey, you take care now. Have a good night. Hello, sir. You got time for an exit interview?
Thank you.
All right. You have a good night. Yeah, this is interesting watching this door issue. I mean, it's a problem. And that lady Diane is, she was saying that it's not a problem, but is definitely a problem. I mean, look at this. This is just a choke point right here. They're having problems keeping the door open. I don't know what's going on here. But they are definitely having some problems with this door now that it's past 6 o'clock, and it appears to be kind of slowing things down a little bit. Hi, sir. You got time for an exit interview? Just a few questions?
Oh yeah, is this a private thing?
No, I'm a journalist, an investigative journalist.
Which media?
My own company, Inland Auditing Media.
Sure.
Great. So, how was the process for you today, voting?
Well, I was in there for about 4 hours, it feels like.
4 hours.
My feet hurt, and I'm ready for a whiskey.
Fair enough.
But, I mean, it was all right. I voted with my feet and with my heart and all that good stuff, and this too. Especially after the circus we've had the last 4 years, everyone has their own way of interpreting all that stuff, you know. But yeah, in there, I've been here since about maybe 3:30ish, 3:45 almost. And
gotcha.
Did get to chat it up with a couple of very nice individuals.
Okay.
So they got to make their vote and do their whole thing too, and. So
this is one of 2 election centers where you can vote in person here at Thurston County.
Yeah.
The other one is at the Thurston County Auditor's election center proper.
Okay.
Do you think there should be more than 2 in-person voting centers?
I would say so.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yes, probably like at least 4.
And what do you think is an appropriate amount of time to wait to vote in person?
Well, I'm kind of metaphorically kicking myself in the head for waiting till the last friggin' minute to do it.
Okay.
I should have done this like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Gotcha.
I was actually watching Greg Gutfeld last night, and he was talking about maybe I voted last night, folks, and he voted what was it, like Sunday or Monday? So like me waiting for the last second, it's just one of those things. Put it off too long. Shouldn't have done it, but I got it done. I feel good about my choices. Hopefully things go okay, at the end of the night, whatever. Yeah, to go along again with what you were saying, they should be having more of these.
Gotcha.
Just because you saw it in there, it is a madhouse. It is cramped.
It's
like cattle in
full.
one of the trailer trucks. So
sure. Last question for you. The big question: how'd you vote?
I voted red.
Okay. Straight down the line, or did it vary at all?
Some varies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm guessing former President Trump for president?
Yeah.
How about governor? Where'd you go there?
Governor, I'm so sick and tired of Inslee. That guy, he's just... I got words for a guy like that. I won't say it.
Okay.
But just know that I feel like millions of people that I know do.
Gotcha.
So,
And how about the initiatives?
The initiatives, I had a lot of mixed feelings on it.
Okay.
Really did. Everything I've seen play out, it's like that Deadpool humor kind of came out in me. Just so many asshats you can make fun of. I mean, just so many of them.
Fair enough.
In lots of ways. There's boneheads on both sides of the aisle, however you look at it. One of my favorite comedians, Christopher Titus, he'll make fun of both sides. And George Carlin, we all know, the goddamn goat himself, would always go on about this stuff too. So, I'm hoping all goes well after the end of the night.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for sharing your thoughts and your time.
Absolutely, man.
Take care. Have a good night. Okay, it looks like they've got a dedicated person here for the door now. You got time for an exit interview, ma'am?
Sure.
Awesome, thanks. Well, first question I've been asking everybody is, what'd you think of the voting process today?
It took forever, but I probably should have just done my mail-in, and then it wouldn't have been a problem.
Sure, okay.
But there's something about voting in person that I like, and I waited for 2 hours to do it, so.
All right. Well, in Thurston County, there's actually 2 in-person voting centers. There's this one and the actual Thurston County Auditor's election center. So with 2 of them, in your experience today, do you think there should be more than 2 in-person voting centers?
I would think there should be more. I assume that they're trying to get people to do the mail-ins.
Gotcha.
Maybe get votes in earlier or something. I'm not really sure, but I just moved to Washington, so I've never had to wait this long before.
Fair enough.
But if I had just done my mail-in, it would have been fine.
And the big question of the night on these exit interviews: how'd you vote?
Kamala Harris.
All right. And was it straight blue down the line, or did you vary on state stuff as well?
I reviewed all the state stuff, and I had a long time to read my voter guide.
Okay.
So I did, I didn't just do blue all down for the sake of it, but that is what I ended up voting for.
Fair enough. And what about the initiatives? Did you have any views on those?
No's on those.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Hope you do okay out here.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the fun times of the year, right? Election night, got to have all these interviews.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Thanks. Wow, this is amazing. This has become immensely packed. When I got here about almost 2 hours ago, you could get inside, and the line didn't go much further over there. Well, you got time for an exit interview?
Oh, no thanks.
Got time for an exit interview?
Huh?
You have time for an exit interview? A few questions?
You from?
I'm a investigative journalist, member of the press.
I don't know my idea are good or bad, but
oh, it's all right. Hey, it's your opinions. You're always going to be right about your opinions, man.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious. The first question I'm asking everybody is, how was the voting experience for you tonight?
Kind of good. We talking about something like that. It's okay.
Okay. How was the wait time?
Wait time, I think a little bit long.
A little bit long. Yeah. So in Thurston County, there's 2 election centers. This one and another one at the actual election center itself. Do you think there should be more than 2?
Might be more better.
Be more better to have more than 2?
I just go to the South Community College and I don't see it. I drive around, and that's why I ask people here. And
gotcha. And the big question of the night: how'd you vote? Which way'd you go?
I just have a new job moving. That's why I don't have a day off. That's why I need to stay home to focus with that. Even tomorrow a day off, but I need to come into work too. That's why.
Gotcha.
And I think one vote maybe not change everything, but I still want it. But just missing the mail or something. My family have it.
Gotcha.
And I don't tell them who they want to vote. That's their own opinion.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm just conducting an exit poll to just see, the predominant, where people are voting, whether they voted for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, Bob Ferguson, or Dave Reichert. How'd you vote for president?
For me, the thing I have, I choose Donald Trump.
Okay.
I'm don't follow any party, but because the thing is when look like before I vote for Bill Clinton.
Okay.
The different party, because for me, whoever made the economy in our country come up.
So the economy was the most important for you?
More important, but
gotcha.
Beside that, from the outside, like the Middle East or Ukraine war, I don't know much about that. I saw the news, but that political problem, I not concerned much.
Gotcha. So the economy was number one for you. All right. Well, hey, look, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. You have a good night.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, you got time for an exit poll interview? Just a few questions?
Sure, what's up?
Awesome. Well, I was wanting to know, first question, how was the voting experience for you tonight?
I didn't vote today. I voted a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
But I did it here.
Okay. How was it a few days ago for you?
Way less crowded than this. I'd walk straight in.
Gotcha. And it was just in and out for you?
Yeah, it's election day. So.
Is this surprising for you or not so much?
I mean, when I got here, yeah, but now that I'm here and I'm like, oh yeah, it's election day.
Sure.
No.
Now, in Thurston County, there's actually 2 election centers. This one in the Thurston County Auditor's election center proper on the other side of town.
Okay.
Based on what you're seeing here, not your own experience from the other day, do you think there should be more than 2 in-person voting centers?
Probably.
And
this line's really long, so probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's how many libraries? Do you know how many libraries there are here?
I don't know how many libraries are in Lacey, but obviously it's Thurston County, so I'm sure there's probably plenty of libraries around.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
The big question, of course, how'd you vote? Which way'd you go?
I went right.
Okay, gotcha. So voted for Donald Trump. How about on the state elections for governor? And
All right.
All right. So it was all Republican. How about the initiatives?
No on. What I put whatever the right stand. I think it was no on the.
No on the repeal all the taxes.
Yeah, no on repeal the tax, and the gas style one. I didn't
vote against that.
Yeah, voted against that too.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you sharing your time, man.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right.
We're going, brother.
Well, this is interesting. I've had one Kamala Harris person coming out of Thurston County so far. The rest have voted Donald Trump down the line. This is incredible. Now, granted, I want to say that's probably about 10 people so far, but that is only one Kamala Harris vote so far, at least on the exit poll interviews, and the remainder have been completely solid Donald Trump. Sir, you got time for an exit interview? Just a few questions?
Sure.
Awesome. So first question for you, how was the polling process for you tonight? The voting process, I should say.
It was long, but...
Okay. So in Thurston County, there's actually 2 election centers for in-person voting. This one and the Thurston County Auditor's Election Center. Do you think there should be more than 2 for in-person voting based on your experience here tonight?
I feel like it would have been great if I didn't come at a peak time.
Okay. So no opinion one way or the other on that?
Yeah, I think I came at possibly the worst time. Everybody's getting off of work right
now. Sure. No, okay, I can appreciate that. Of course, the big question for the night, how'd you go? Which side of the fence did you go?
I'd rather keep that to myself.
Yeah, fair enough. No problem.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, have a good night, man.
You too, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, ma'am. You got time for an exit interview? A few questions?
Sure.
Great. So first question I had for you is, how was the voting process for you tonight?
Pretty easy, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the duration of time it took to vote?
Well, all I did was a replacement ballot, so it didn't take long.
Gotcha. Okay, so you didn't have to wait any of the long lines or anything.
Goodness.
Okay, so did it seem like it was a pretty long wait for most people?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy to do an exit interview within a minute if you want. So Thurston County has 2 in-person voting centers, this one and the Thurston County Election Center itself.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what you've witnessed here this year, do you think there should be more than 2?
There should be more than 2. I just moved to Thurston County, so knowing that they only have 2 here is kind of ridiculous to have, especially with the amount of people you have here.
Gotcha. I also noticed statistically in elections past, the dominant amount of people that show up by age for in-person voting are older folk. And it seems to me like there's a lot of younger folk predominantly in there. What's your take on it?
I feel like it's because there's a lot of stuff on the line at this point in time, especially women's rights.
Okay.
There's a lot of things they're trying to take away from the women, and that shouldn't be right.
Okay, gotcha. Of course, the big question for the night: which way'd you go? How'd you vote at federal and state level elections?
It was tough. I'm not going to disclose that.
Oh, that's fine. Hey, no problem. You have a good night. You take care now.
You voted, right?
I did.
Hi, sir. You got time for an exit interview? A few questions?
Sure, why not?
Great, thanks. So, first question I've been asking everybody is, how was the voting process for you tonight? Duration of time, ease of voting?
Well, I was planning on going to the booth, but it's a little claustrophobic in there for me.
Oh,
so
okay.
I decided just to drop my ballot off.
Fair enough.
I came prepared for either one.
So in Thurston County, there's actually 2 election centers where you can vote in person. This is one of them. The other is the actual election center itself.
Okay. Is that the one in Tumwater?
Yeah.
This is my first time I voted here, so I don't...
Yeah, no, you are correct. So in light of what you witnessed tonight, just at this location, do you think there should be more than 2 voting centers for in-person voting?
Probably.
Okay.
For this type of occasion, yeah.
Fair enough. Of course, the big question of the night, which way'd you go? Who'd you vote for federally, state? How'd you vote on the initiatives?
I'm not a proponent of the initiatives to begin with, but since they were, I think pretty much all of those were executive orders, so I don't think we got to vote on them in the first place. Not positive because I'm just catching up on the politics here. So
gotcha.
I moved here from Arizona.
Okay.
Or moved back here from Arizona. What was the question again? Sorry.
How'd you vote on the federal elections for candidates, the state elections for candidates?
You asked me who I voted for?
Yeah.
I voted for Trump.
Okay.
You know, I have flip-flopped through my years, and I just felt that he's got the most common sense approach.
Okay. How about on the state elections?
I don't know the state people very well at all.
So just abstained?
I just went through and looked to see what the verbiage was under their descriptions.
Okay.
What's in the pamphlet. I don't have anybody with a reference, so.
Gotcha. So how about on Governor Bob Ferguson versus Dave Reichert? Bob Ferguson being the current Attorney General, and Dave Reichert being the former
I'm for
King County
change,
Sheriff.
so I did the opposite of whatever's in there now.
Fair enough. Okay. All right.
So, I mean, and if I didn't really know, that's when I look. Okay, what's in their profile? First thing is look in their profile, see what they're about. You know, there's certain keywords that you know,
sure,
kind of who supports what.
Yeah.
And that's roughly what I based my decision off of.
Fair enough.
Kind of really, I mean, my parents have lived here for 40 years, so I know the politics here have always been one direction, and it just amazes me that I've left for 15 years and come back and it's the same old thing. So
fair enough.
Yeah, I'm for change, so
okay,
I'm all for it.
Well, hey, really appreciate your time and for the interview questions.
Cool.
Well, everyone, I think I'm going to call it good here. I've got a bit of a drive ahead of me. I've been here at this polling station for 2.5 hours now, seeing quite a reduction in the amount of people. When I got here, it was a little bit more in terms of people inside than there is now. They're moving through it pretty quick. There was a lot of people here at a certain point earlier, and you could really see it. The people lining up, going through almost to the police department, and they got through that, and people are coming in and out. Kind of a recap, they had some door issues there at 6 o'clock. It looked like a library employee was attempting to close the library 2 hours early. I kind of have come to the impression that the library employee was just kind of in memory mode, thinking he's going to close it at 6. They've got a library employee here that's keeping the door open for free flow of traffic in and out. And so far, the exit polls have been significant for Donald Trump. That's just where it's been. There's been one person that has shared their vote for Kamala Harris. Obviously doesn't mean that there's not other people voting for Kamala Harris, but the people that were very willing to share their voting preferences have been powerfully on the conservative or Donald Trump side. So that's it here, reporting for tonight here on election night in Thurston County in the city of Lacey. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like my journalism. Make sure you hit that all notifications bell so you can get my stories right when they're released. You can follow me on X at I.A.M. Auditing, on Facebook at Inland Auditing Media. And if you want to help keep my feet on the streets, you know what to do. You can go to the links in the description for Cash App and Venmo. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next location. And a new president, one way or the other, tomorrow. Good night.